What's going on, everyone? We are back for another weekly update. I'm here with Chris, as always, from New Venture Entrepreneurs. Chris, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good, man. Happy New Year's to you. I hope you had a great New Year's, and same to everyone else. I hope you guys had a great New Year's as well.
Absolutely, my friend. Yeah. So first of all, we got a comment on it. You got a new setup going on behind you. New mic, new everything. What's going on?
Yeah, New Year, new me. You know how it goes.
There we go.
Got a new mic, so I figured it would sound a lot better than what I usually have. So I got this Yeti mic. It sounds pretty good so far. I also got a good camera as well. Just new stuff. So new year.
There we go. Stepping up the
Yeah,
game.
definitely, man. Yep.
Cool. Well, let's get right into it. So let's
Yeah, let's
go
jump right
over our
into it.
numbers. I'll let you start and just kind of check in. We're going to do numbers for all of Q4 broken down by month and then our totals. So go ahead, take it
Mhm.
away.
All right, yeah. Fourth quarter was actually, well, to be honest, I didn't really have any expectations. Really, I didn't know if it was gonna be really good or really bad. I just went in to see what happens. So October was actually pretty decent. It was probably my best month up to that point in October. I did do 70 items, or I did do 70 sales for October. I did get one return, and the main items that sold for October were just pop sockets and standard T-shirts. Total royalties, $141.84. So,
Nice.
like I said, that was probably like the best month up to that point. It was pretty good. I did spend money on ads though, so I spent $89.61 on ads. So my profit kind of decreased a little bit, but totally fine because I'm making sales. The It boosts my sales ranks for the items that are selling. So that was
It's an
pretty good.
investment in your business.
Yeah, man, you have to. If you really want to take it serious, you have to spend money on it.
Right, right.
Um, November came out of nowhere. I actually did 278 items sold
Wow.
for the month of November. So that was a
Big,
huge
yeah,
increase
that's a big
over
jump.
October.
That's a
A
big jump.
big jump, yeah. But with a higher number of sales, I got a higher number of returns as well. So that one jumped up to 14 returns for the month of November. Uh, a lot of it came, well, not a lot, but a good handful came from one item. There was this one item that sold very well for me. I think I spoke about it before in our other videos.
Mm.
It was one pop socket that just sold really good. I got 148 sales with that one pop socket. So
Wow.
278 products sold and 148 came from that one item.
Yeah, that's
That
wild.
accounted for most of it. Yeah, it was
Now,
crazy.
not to mess it with your flow, but I'm curious
Oh,
on
go ahead.
the returns with that. Do you have any like idea why you got such a high return rate? Was it maybe because like the design was not high quality enough on the pop socket, or I don't know if you have any insight. Amazon doesn't give us much, but
I can't really say. I'm not really too sure. Some people liked it. I got some reviews on it. I did get a 5-star review. I did get some 2-star reviews. Well, yeah, saying quality. So yeah, it was most likely the quality. But some people liked it. I actually got Amazon's choice badge for it.
nice.
I don't know what that does. Like, from the only thing I know is that it just allows people to order that item from, was that the Alexa? Like, if you say Alexa,
Mm.
order me this.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't even know that, to be honest.
that's all I know about it. There might be more to it, but I know it does kind of stand out in the listings. Like when you see Amazon Choice, it does stand out. So I don't know if I got more sales because of it. I do want to say that the sales were more consistent because of it. I could be wrong. I don't really know, but it did sell pretty well. And I got the choice badge towards the end of the month, probably like a week or two before the end of the month.
Oh, just in
Um,
time for December. That's good.
yeah, yep. Uh, So out of that 14 returns, 8 of the returns came from that one pop socket. So it kind of was a lot. I mean, I don't know. It's 14 returns out of 278 products sold. I don't know. Was it like what, 5% or something like that?
It's not horrible.
Uh, Sorry, I'm about to do the math real quick.
No worries.
Like 1.8, like almost 2% basically. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that bad, I guess. Total royalties for the month of November, $634.11. That's a nice amount of money for November.
Yeah, that's a big
Um,
chunk.
yeah, it is. It's great to see that. Honestly, all the upfront work that you put in beforehand, really pays off towards these months. So I'm really happy to see that. I did spend money on ads for November as well. I spent a total of $149.36. So just you could subtract that ad spend from the total royalties. But I still came out with profit, of course,
Sure, sure.
So December, I noticed, like I said, I was getting more returns. That one item that was selling pretty well for me, I decided to take it off because I just kept getting returns. So my the amount of products sold did decrease for the month of December. I got 189 products sold for December, 19 returns. So the returns just kept coming. That's
Right.
why I
Yeah.
decided to take it off. I don't want to make the customers unhappy about their purchase. So yeah, I took that off.
And were you still running ads in December, or did you cut those out?
I was still running ads. I had two groups of ads running. One group just had that one pop socket on it, and the other group had multiple pop sockets in it. So I just had two groups full of pop sockets because they're the main sellers for me, really. So yeah, I got 19 returns. I spent $79.65 on ads for the month of December. And same thing, mostly pop sockets and sweatshirts mostly pop sockets were my main sellers. And I also sold a lot of sweatshirts for December as well. So that was good to see. Yeah, normally I'll get a lot of standard T-shirts or pop sockets. So sweatshirts kind of came up in December. I didn't really jot down how many I sold, but when I looked at the list, I saw more sweatshirts and standard T-shirts. December ended with $469.31 in royalties. So for the whole Q4, October, November, December, I made a total of $1,245.26.
Dude, bravo! That's great.
That was great. Yeah, like I said, I didn't have any expectations. I didn't know what to expect at all. But
I was gonna say, like, we were talking about it a little bit before we started recording, but when was the last time you even really uploaded or did any work for that, other than obviously, tweaking your campaigns and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I haven't uploaded in a while. I think the last time I uploaded was November 1st or November 2nd or something like that. Yeah, it's been a while. I just work happens. I think I mentioned before I got a part-time job, so it's just I didn't really have much time to really focus on the business. But that just shows how good Amazon or Merch by Amazon is, because you don't have to really work on it to make profit. Like I said before, you put in the upfront work beforehand, and then you just reap the benefits later. So I haven't uploaded in a while. I still haven't uploaded since November. I need to get back onto it though, so I could just really
Well, now you have a little extra cash in your pocket from the last few months and that part-time job, so you're about to have a huge year this year.
Yeah, that is a goal. That's definitely the plan. I'm still debating if I want to hire multiple designers, or I don't know, but I definitely want to grow out this business for sure. Also, to get into the whole Q4, I did spend $318.62 on ads total. So subtract that from the total royalties, as I made just net profit $926.64.
That's amazing. Not to mention you're getting the sales volume, you're ranking your products, and you come out with a profit all at the same time. So, and you didn't really put any work into this in the last few months. So that's,
exactly.
I get what you said, like that shows you the power of print on demand and really Merch by Amazon. And this is like building such a foundation for like our print on demand business too. It's only going to go up from here if we put more work into it. So that's really
100%. So just to close it off, I made 537 sales total and 33 returns total for Q4. So that was my first Q4 on Merch by Amazon. I liked it a lot. It was pretty fun to see the royalties coming in without having to do much work. So yeah, that was my Q4 pretty much.
Yeah, I wish those were year-round numbers. It's like so depressing now. It's like January. Literally, I think like it was like the 24th, my sales just plummeted because it was like obviously past the cutoff. And now it's like trickling a few in here and there. I'm like so used to all the big numbers. It's frustrating, but
I'm on the same boat, man. My January itself is just not doing so great. Yeah. Especially since I took that item off. My sales just really dropped.
Now, do you around the same time? Are you gonna do anything differently and then relist it, or what's your thought process there
for the item?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it off. I don't know. There's more fish in the sea, so I'll find another hitter, a good home runner, I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it off.
Cool, man.
But
Yeah.
I did get a return, like starting this January. I got 3 sweatshirt returns, some snowman sweatshirt designs. So like one day I logged into my merch by Amazon and saw like negative $16. I was like, whoa, what?
Oh no.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's never a good feeling. I did want to mention that, like you touched on it, but the sweatshirts and the long sleeves. I mean, given we are in the winter season, but I was pretty impressed with. I don't know my exact numbers on those, but I did see a lot of those coming through. My royalties on those are much higher than my t-shirts,
Oh yeah, for sure.
has kind of tweaked my mindset a little bit to start thinking about maybe spending some more of my slots and actually filling those with sweatshirts and long sleeves. So I'm kind of curious, like, do you plan on doing that anymore? Or like, is that changing?
Yeah, so
yeah,
when I was uploading a lot in September, October, my strategy was uploading I did standard t-shirts, I did long sleeve shirts, pretty much everything except premium shirts. So I hit pretty much all the products with the one design. And then so I was just in a good spot. So if someone did want to buy the sweatshirt, it's already available. I think that's a pretty good strategy as well, because you never know when someone wants to buy a sweatshirt. They might want to buy one in June. Who knows,
Totally.
So, I mean, I think it's not a bad idea just to have it up, especially on designs that sell pretty well.
Right. Yeah. I need to spend some more time on that. It's tough. I have all these designs, and I've traditionally just done a lot of t-shirt work, and now I'm starting to go back through some of my old designs that haven't sold, come down, and just kind of rework those, put them on, other products, and yeah, I just want to get tiered up so I have those slots available.
Yeah, man. Do you see the royalty change at all? They have a new royalty system.
Yeah, so I saw it. I glanced at it a little bit. I watched a few other YouTube videos on it, but I'm not very familiar with it. Maybe you can kind of talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, I saw it real briefly. I did see that the standard t-shirts, I believe the royalty amount decreased. So normally I saw on there, if you price your shirt at $15.99, you'll get like $2.36 back. But now you only get $2.21 back in royalties. So it's a little bit of a decrease. I don't think it's like monumental, I guess, not big of a deal. But I think other things increased. I'm not sure how much, but I think just the standard t-shirts are the royalties that decreased, and everything else actually went up. So that's another reason why you should probably look into getting into sweatshirts as well.
Right. Just to diversify a little bit. It is, from what I saw, it's exactly what you said, right? Like the t-shirts are getting a slight hit. It's not massive. And then everything else is getting a significant bump from my understanding. And
I have to look back into it.
It is. I do think it's interesting that the t-shirts keep going up, because I mean, if you think about it, with the scale that Amazon is, I feel like they should be able to bring costs down. I mean, I don't know what the Printful cost or any of these other like print on demand companies, but they're like, I can go get a t-shirt and it's, I don't know what, like $7, $8, and then there's shipping on top of that. And Amazon, I just find it weird that their price keeps going up, but at the same time, like, I'm happy with what they have, and it's so hands off for us. But yeah, it's interesting. That is
interesting. I'm pretty sure they do have the power to get lower costs, but but at the same time, if you think about it, costs increase throughout the whole entire year. And like, if you think about rent, like I rent my place, my apartment, and there's all these different increases happening throughout the year. They only increase the rent once a year, so they do have to account for all the different manufacturing costs that happen throughout the year. So I get it, but I'm glad to see that there's an increase in other items like sweatshirts and stuff. And if you think about it, like if you look at other sites that sell sweatshirts and hoodies and all that stuff, their average price, or like they're normally priced around $40 to $50. So when I price my, I think, hoodie at $39.99, I'm getting, I think it was like $5 back. So there, you can price your items like your sweatshirts and hoodies and stuff a little bit higher, because it's pretty much industry standard for those items to be priced around that price point. Shirts, on the other hand, you see on Amazon, some people will price really, really low as they can go. There's other like third-party sellers selling their shirts pretty low as well. So, it's probably not a bad idea to focus on items that you can get a higher profit margin.
Right.
It might be a slower seller, but when that sell happens, you're making more money.
Yeah, I mean, it's the trade-offs there. Like, even if I sell one sweatshirt, but my royalties, maybe nearly double my t-shirt, like that's fine. I mean, even if it is a slower seller. And the other thing is, I mean, it's not like only some merch by Amazon sellers are affected. Everyone on this platform is going to be affected. So everyone's price is going to be pushed up. So I think we'll all adjust to it. It's just par for the course with Amazon. It happens. 100%.
So I want to hear about your Q4, man. How's everything going with you?
Yeah, so I'll get into my numbers. It was good. It was a really good one, and I'll just go over them and then kind of talk about it. But October, I did 172 units sold. Out of that, I had 5 returns, and my total royalties were $191, some change. And throughout all this, I ran very little advertising. I've been running campaigns, but a lot of them I'm not getting the traction that I want. So my ad spend is very, very low.
And you run multiple campaigns, right? With a few items in each or something like that?
Yeah, like my current strategy has been, so when I first started ad campaigns, what I was doing is I wanted to test it out. So I took a lot of my products that hadn't sold and were about to come down, but were like really high quality designs. And I was kind of shocked they hadn't sold. So I created a campaign for each one of those and then ran those. It worked for a few of them. I got some sales and saved those designs, but it was like maybe 4 or 5 sales over like 2 months. So it wasn't a lot. Now my strategy's changed, and now I'm doing the products I have that sell really well and trying to figure out how I can get more traffic to those. But same deal. Like, I think the problem is my bid for all my campaigns is still too low, and I should be bidding a little bit more competitively. So
what's your bid range?
So when I first started on these, I wanted to test super low. So I tested, how it does, like, it pretty much has a bid range, and then the suggested bid, which, let's say the suggested bid is like 75 cents. The bid range is like 25 cents to 90 cents or something. Like, I would normally price mine at like 20 cents. So I would price it just lower than the actual suggested range and drastically lower than the bid. Now what I'm thinking, though, is I'm actually probably going to push all of my bids up a lot higher, probably closer to the suggested bid amount. I'm gonna have
the starting bid amount, or
say again,
or like midway, the starting bid amount, or
I think there's like move up
a range, right?
What's that?
I think there's a range, right? There's a range from like 25 cents to like 60 cent suggested bid range.
Yeah, so probably push more towards the middle of that range and see how that works out. And the other thing I've also done is I've raised the actual price on a lot of my shirts. So I'm essentially, what I wanted to do was absorb any ad expenses by raising the price on my actual shirts. So I might have raised the shirt price $1. I'm getting more margin. I'm just going to assume and factor that margin into like an ad cost to hopefully, get the shirt ranked more, get more organic sales. But again, like, I still need to play around with that. So during these 3 months, like, I really didn't have a lot of overhead expenses, right? So yeah, so
that's exactly what I'm doing. I put my campaigns pretty much at the middle of the bid range. That's where I have mine at. And also, to what you're saying as well, I want to make profit off my campaigns. So I did price a lot of my items a lot higher. So when I do make a sale, that royalty will already, overpass whatever I spent in that campaign. So that's what I started doing a while ago. So that kind of helped out a lot. That's why I'm like, I can make a decent amount of profit for the month, and my ad spend is relatively low. Just to have, when you make a sale, you want your royalties to, pass over your campaign spend.
Do you remember what your cost is? Your average cost of sale?
I want to say I hovered around like 20%, 23% around there. It could definitely be a lot lower.
Yeah.
It just takes work. This is something you really have to like focus on. It's more work than you think,
Yeah.
You could just easily set it and forget it. But if you really want to be profitable and successful, it's something like you really have to pay a lot more attention to.
And I feel like though, once like my outlook on the advertising stuff though is like you run the automatic campaign, and then once you find a winner, like a winning product, it's doing well, it's getting sales, impressions, all that stuff. Even if that at that point maybe you're at the 20%, you know, ACOS, but then you can download all the data and then do a manual campaign and tweak it for the exact keywords, right? And hopefully at that point you can get that ACOS way down and actually create like a really profitable campaign.
Yeah, I think I've seen people at like 7% ACOS, you know, so
Yeah,
that is definitely goals right there.
Yeah. So that's one of my big things for 2019 is I really want to learn the advertising platform a lot more and kind of grow onto that. But yeah, these 3 months for Q4, I didn't really push it a lot. Just kind of dipped my toes in the water there and yeah, did pretty well. So anyway, I'll keep going real quick. November, I did 161 units sold and 4 returns. So my number actually, my sales went down from October, and that's because in October, I just remember this, but October I had one person who bought 40 t-shirts at once. So that
I remember we talked about that before.
What's that?
So I remember you talked about that before.
Yeah, so that really spiked my October number and kind of overinflated it. So I feel like my November number actually was an increase, but pretty much November sold 161, 4 returns, and then my total royalty that month was 287. And then December was a big one for me. So total sales, I did 237 units. Of those, I only had 3 returns. So my returns have been really, really low. And then my total royalty was $483 and some change. So I had a really good month. And then I guess to kind of pull that all together, what we're looking at is so in those 3 months, I did 570 units sold and 12 total returns for a total royalty of $961. So
that's amazing, man.
And what I was going to say too, I was going to ask you about this. Do you know how many total products you have sold like lifetime?
You know what? I can pull it up real quick. Now the thing is, what sucks is that I have these returns.
Right.
And it kind of took down total lifetime sales.
Yeah, it's always frustrating. So like just to give an example, my total lifetime sales right now, and remember, I mean, I've been on merch a little bit over a year, close to a year and a half. My total lifetime sales are 922, and I sold 570 in the last 3 months.
Wow.
So, give or take. So I had, you know what, much more than half of my entire product volume sold was literally from fourth quarter 2018, which is pretty crazy.
Right, so I have my numbers right here. This is, you know, after some returns, I have 723 all-time sales. And then, so like I said before, 537 of those sales came from Q4.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, right? It's insane.
Yeah. And I think that that's important too, because I mean, you and I have been on this platform less than maybe some of these other people that have been on for 2, 3, I don't know if it's 4 years. I don't even know when merch came on the scene, but that's
like 2015, right? I want to say 2015.
It's okay. 4 years. Yeah, I guess 4 years now. But so yeah, I mean, you and I both, most of our sales volume, we're just getting started here. Most of our sales volume just came from the last few months. And I think that's the exciting thing is like that. I feel like there's so much more that I can do and put into this platform. Like you and I both have a lot to learn from ads. We have all the other platforms to expand on, all that stuff. So that gets me really charged up for merch by Amazon and just print on demand going into 2019 as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and just to see that like most of your sales come from the fourth quarter, you know, that really should push you and just fire you up to max out your designs as much as possible. You know, I know I'm gonna definitely try to do that this year. I'm gonna try to keep it all the way at the max, just like how you're doing with your business. You usually keep it, you know, you're at your 1,000, you have like close to 1,000 designs up right now, right?
Yeah, I had a lot come down, but yeah, I think I have 937 or so live out of 1,000. I'm hoping I can get tiered up after this month. I think I'll get 1,000 lifetime sold. But yeah,
I currently have
always
500.
What's that?
I currently have 500 designs up at the moment.
Yeah.
So I really need to put my button gear and just upload. I'm still looking for another partner to work with for my business. I am going to outsource it just like last time and just, you know, keep the wheels going and just pump out designs, do a lot of research because research is really important, of course. And yeah, so I want to be ready and prepared for next Q4. So that's definitely the goal this year. But I know you've had some success off of Merch by Amazon, right? You're into other platforms as well.
Yeah, so I did write it down, but in November I got really serious about. I've had a few. I have 2 Etsy stores, and late October I wanted to get more serious about Etsy, and then in November I decided to pretty much kind of take after you and just start posting, like listing a lot of my products over there because my slots were filled on merch. So I did. I put up about 400 new products on Etsy, and
400. Wow, that
yeah,
must took a lot of work, man.
yeah, there's a lot of like late nights, but got it done. And I wanted to get it done because I really wanted to ride the wave of part of fourth quarter. I really didn't even think it was going to be what it turned into, but I did write down my numbers. So pretty much,
Okay.
so I got all my stuff up, maybe mid-November, and then my Etsy total revenue for, October, November, December was $692.47, which
Oh wow.
really was just from December and part of November. That's just revenue. So obviously I have a lot of expenses on there, but that's pretty good for, again, no advertising, literally just put shirts up. I copied my same title from Merch by Amazon listing, which is why it's really nice to start on merch because now you've already done the research. So I literally could copy my title and then the 2 bullet points and the description, and then I put those in the listing on Etsy and use the Printful integration. So with that, they populate a lot of the other product information on there. So it's really easy for you to just kind of like quickly go through. It still takes time, but I did that.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it worked for me. So I'm going to be bullish on Etsy as well. And then I also started listing products on Redbubble, but to be honest, it takes a lot more time and I haven't had any sales whatsoever yet. So I think that's going to be kind of on the back burner for now.
You know what's funny? When I had my designer, she was also uploading to Redbubble as well. No, I'm sorry, Spreadshirt for me. So I had some designs on Redbubble. I had some designs on Spreadshirt and Etsy. I had her upload to Spreadshirt, and Spreadshirt has been crap. Like I haven't really made any sales. I think I made 1 or 2 sales, but I don't even know how to check the data on it. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So she was mainly focused on Spreadshirt. I had stopped uploading to Redbubble like pretty much in September. I haven't uploaded anything at all, but I'm still making sales on a Redbubble itself. It's
Really?
crazy.
How many products do you have live? And I'm just curious how long it took you to start seeing like sales, because I'm barely even, it gives you the analytics, right, to see how many like people are visiting your listings or your page. I'm getting like nothing. I think I have 6 visitors in all of December. Like that's it.
I think that platform, I want to say it's just it takes time to cook, if that makes sense. Like you have your stuff on there, but it just takes a while to get visible. I'm not sure how many views I have, but it was the same niche that I talked about before. I made sales for shirts, I made sales for like tote bags, and all types of stuff. And I'm making like $10 royalties and like on some sales. I probably have about 100, somewhere around 100 designs on there, something like that.
Yeah, that's not
And
bad.
then
That's pretty good.
yeah, it could be less, somewhere around there. And then like I said, I focus, or I had someone focus more on Spreadshirt. I'm not getting anything from Spreadshirt. So I think when I get my new person to work with, I'm gonna have that person just focus more on Redbubble. It is a little bit more work because you have to like structure the design on the shirt correctly, because when it goes on the shirt, like when you populate it, you have to move it around to make it fit
Right.
correctly, So it's a little bit more work. The way I did it before was I'll write the description, and of course I'll just copy and paste from Merch by Amazon. So I'll write down the description in a spreadsheet with the title, description, and the tags, and I'll just shoot it off to my designer, and then she'll upload it. So I'm just gonna have her do that, or whoever I get actually do that to Redbubble, because you can make sales from that website. I think it's probably like my 3rd best platform at this point right now.
And so going from Merch by Amazon, Etsy, and then Redbubble, right?
Yes, I would say that. Yeah.
Got you.
I mean, of course, I just had to test it out because I didn't know what was good and what was not. So that's why I did upload to all these several different platforms. I found out real quick that I did not like Teespring. I didn't like what was the other one? can't remember the name of it. Oh, Cafe Press.
or something?
I wasn't really a big fan of that one. What was that?
Is it T-Chip or Teasley? I think I've heard of those. I don't know.
I've heard of that one. I've never uploaded to it before.
God.
But I did Teespring, Cafe Press, Etsy, Redbubble, and Spreadshirt. So right now, like I said, just merch by Amazon, Etsy, and Redbubble are like my kind of like my favorite platforms right now.
Yeah.
Especially Redbubble because it came out of nowhere. I'm making sales like I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe I'll have to get more serious. I only have maybe like 30 products up on there. Now, do you enable all the products or do you like, are there certain ones you don't? Like, I'm still figuring out even how to do like the title, description, tags. Is there like any special like recommendations you have for any of that stuff? Or you pretty much just throwing it? Well, I guess your designer does it, but.
Yeah, I do. I want to say for the most part, I do everything, like all the products, or at least keep it at default to make it easier. I don't want to do more work than is necessary. So I'll just put it on, and then like some items are clicked off by default for some whatever reason. So I'll just leave it off. But at least get the main items that I want, like t-shirts. I also do like the phone cases and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, I'll just keep it on default, and I'll just adjust the image on the product to make sure it fits right, and then just post it. So it's simple, but it's just a little bit more time consuming.
Yeah.
You know?
I do really like the functionality they have though, where I wish Merch by Amazon would kind of implement something like that where you can edit the placement and things a little bit more on the actual platform, because Redbubble does a really good job of that. And I mean, yeah, that takes more time, but you put the product up and it lists to all the things, right? And then you just have to go your color, edit it a little bit. Like if Merch did that, that would be amazing, right? And make things
I think they're gonna be something similar to a Printful. Like it's just gonna take a while. I'm not sure what the next product is gonna be. I have a feeling I think it might be phone cases. You know, the next product Merch by Amazon's gonna come out with. But we'll just have to see.
I hope it's phone cases, honestly. I feel like I was shocked pop sockets came before phone cases. I thought we were going to get either another apparel item like tank tops or something, or I thought we were going to get phone cases. Then we got pop sockets, which have been surprisingly good, but yeah.
Tank tops would be a great idea. It would make sense because people wear it, during the summer at least.
Yeah.
I hope they get that. I hope there's a lot of products I hope they get,
Coffee mugs. Oh my God.
Coffee mugs.
If we got coffee mugs, I would be fired up.
Yeah. You probably have more success with coffee mugs than I have. I don't think I've sold any at all. I sold a hat on Etsy. That's probably the only other item that I sold. Normally on Etsy, I'll sell like just t-shirts or mainly t-shirt actually.
Okay. Another I just thought of posters would be really cool too. And I feel like they can do that with great margins. Posters.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. Anyway. That's something I want to push a little bit more on Etsy in 2019 is, and I don't know if I would make a separate store for this because I kind of have a general store on there and a niche store, I guess. But I feel like the margins you can get with posters are, especially using like Printful or one of these, they're so good, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah, but you have to have like really artistic graphics,
Yeah, I mean that's the flip side is like you definitely, I feel like there's certain designs I have that I could just throw up there, but for the most part, I think I'd have to get my designer to like rework them specifically for a poster or something that's like a larger canvas. So yeah, we'll see. But anyway, what else do we want to go over? Anything exciting plans wise for 2019? Anything else like you learned in 2018?
Just some things to recap or just some things I learned over last year. I mean, get your designs up. I did slack a little bit, but now since I see the power of Q4 for Merch by Amazon, that really just tells me like I need to get some designs up and try to max out or just tier up as much as or quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So that is the goal. Like I said before, I do want to grow the business and hire another designer, and just keep on chugging along. That's really that's pretty much the focus. I see where this business can go. I see the potential in it, and just really just upload.
Dude, so
that's pretty much.
So it's January 6th. I mean, I was just thinking about this as you were saying all that stuff. Like, imagine where we'll be if we focus on this next year. Hopefully, we can record a video here, next early January 2020, and we have just a huge year. And I think that that's what I'm really excited about, especially like hearing your numbers and like, you know, just what we've talked about. Like we've made it so much progress in just the last like few months. And that came from the work we put in 3 months before that. So if we put in the work now for the next 6 months, and like, even if you just put in a little bit of work, maybe you do like 25 designs that are like high quality every single month, like we're going to be in a good place, like towards the end of this year.
Yeah. And I'm glad that we're sharing our journey together, because I know there's other people that relate to us, like they started their journey as well. So, you know, I hope we can keep in contact throughout this whole entire year and just keep each other updated, you know, throughout the whole entire time.
Yeah. Anyone who stayed this long, by the way, on the video, let us know in the comments, like how your guys' Q4 went. It helps us get, you know, inspiration from you guys and get excited for the year as well. Cause I want to hear how other people's experience went, right? And if you're selling on other platforms, like let us know that, because we're still figuring out other platforms as well. So yeah,
definitely.
Cool, man. Well, I think that's pretty much all I've got. And unless you have anything else, maybe we can wrap it up there.
Oh no, I just hope everyone crushes their goal this year. Like I said before, happy New Year's, happy 2019. Like crush it pretty much. That's basically it. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, cool, guys. Thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll have another video. Like Chris said, Happy New Year to everyone. Let's get after it and hopefully grow our print-on-demand businesses into 2019 and beyond. So with that being said, all the links, our channels, everything are going to be down below in the descriptions. And let us know that you guys liked this content with a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channels if you want to watch more videos like this. But with that being said, guys, we will see you next week with another update. Cheers.
All right. Bye, guys.